The laughter stopped abruptly. The mirror on the wall shattered, revealing a message scrawled in blood-red letters. Leave now or join us forever. Every year, the Parker Mansion hosted the most extravagant New Year's Eve party in town. Located on the outskirts of a small forgotten village, the grand estate was as beautiful as it was infamous. Stories of its haunted past, whispers of unexplained deaths, and eerie occurrences were brushed aside by the wealthy guests who flocked to its lavish celebrations. On the eve of December 31st, 2019, the mansion opened its doors once again. But this time, the party would be remembered for all the wrong reasons. The mansion, bathed in golden light, stood proudly against the cold night sky. Guests arrived in glittering gowns and sharp tuxedos, the sound of laughter and clinking glasses filling the air. The grand ballroom was breathtaking, with crystal chandeliers casting a warm glow over the dance floor. A massive mirror hung at the far end of the room, rumored to have belonged to the estate's original owner, a reclusive woman named Eleanor, who vanished under mysterious circumstances a century ago. By 10 p.m., the party was in full swing. The air was thick with excitement and champagne bubbles, but some guests began to notice strange things. The temperature in the ballroom dropped suddenly, their breath visible in the icy air. The chandeliers flickered, casting eerie shadows that seemed to move on their own. And then there was the mirror. Several guests swore they saw fleeting images in its reflection, faces that didn't belong to anyone in the room. "Did you see that?" asked Claire, gripping her boyfriend David's arm. "Someone's in the mirror, watching us." David laughed nervously. "It's just the champagne. You're imagining things." But Claire wasn't the only one who noticed. Whispers spread among the guests, and unease crept through the once lively crowd. At 11:15 p.m., the first guest disappeared. A young woman named Lisa had gone to the restroom but never returned. Her friends searched the mansion, calling her name, but found no trace of her. They alerted the host, Mr. Parker, who dismissed it as a harmless prank. "She'll turn up," he said with a forced smile. But Lisa wasn't the last. By 11:30 p.m., 3 more guests were missing. Panic began to set in. The atmosphere grew oppressive, the music distorted, playing an eerie, otherworldly tune. The mirror, once a gleaming centerpiece, now seemed to pulse with a dark energy. A faint, chilling laughter echoed from its depths. Guests tried to leave, but the grand doors wouldn't budge. The windows, though clear, felt like solid walls. They were trapped. At 11:45 p.m., the mirror began to change. Its surface rippled like water, and dark shapes emerged, shadowy figures with hollow eyes and twisted smiles. The figures stepped out of the mirror, their skeletal hands reaching for the terrified guests. "Eleanor's curse," someone whispered. "She's come to claim us." The clock ticked closer to midnight. The remaining guests huddled together, their fear palpable. Mr. Parker, desperate to save his party, approached the mirror with a candlestick ready to smash it. But as he raised his hand, a voice boomed through the room. "You cannot break what binds the soul. Time demands its due." Midnight struck. The mirror exploded, shards flying across the room. But no one was injured. Instead, the shadowy figures began to merge with the guests. One by one, they fell silent, their faces blank and lifeless. Only Claire remained. She screamed, running toward the grand doors, which finally creaked open. She stumbled into the night, the cold air biting at her skin. The next morning, Authorities found the mansion empty. No bodies, no sign of the lavish party. Just Claire, trembling and incoherent, muttering the same phrase over and over. They're still in the mirror, waiting. Weeks later, a realtor tried to sell the mansion. During a walkthrough, prospective buyers paused in front of the shattered mirror, now replaced by an identical one. As they admired it, the reflection seemed to linger a moment too long, the smiles growing just a little too wide. Would you dare attend the next Parker Mansion New Year's Eve party?